Have you ever wondered if the secret to living past 100 is something much simpler and more profound than just hitting the gym? We often spend our later years obsessing over calorie counts and step goals, but a massive survey of 8,000 centenarians has revealed a truth that might surprise you. While we are told that physical labor and intense exercise are the keys to longevity, the people who actually make it to 100 often point to a completely different common denominator. In this video, we are going to talk about 7 points discovered from this landmark survey that revealed the real secrets of the oldest people on Earth. These are not guesses or myths. They are based on the real-life patterns of 8,000 people who have successfully navigated the journey of aging. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for in your own life, and more importantly, how you can shift your focus to maximize your chances of living a long, happy, and healthy life. Stay tuned until the end, because the most important point of all is often the one we overlook in our busy modern lives. Once you recognize these patterns, you will have a clear idea of how to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Now let's get started. Number 1, the presence of vocational purpose. One of the strongest indicators found among the 8,000 centenarians was not how much they ran or lifted, but whether they had a reason to get out of bed every morning. This is often called having a sense of purpose, but for those who live past 100, it is more like a vocational calling that keeps them engaged with the world. Studies have shown that people who maintain a clear role in their community or family tend to have much lower levels of stress, hormones, and better immune function. Think about 2 individuals, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. Joe retired a decade ago and spends most of his time watching television, feeling that his contribution to the world is finished. He often feels tired and lacks the energy to engage with his neighbors. Frank, on the other hand, is also 75, but he spends his mornings volunteering at a local community garden and teaching woodworking to younger neighbors. He feels needed, valued, and connected to the future. While Joe's lack of direction suggests that his body is slowly winding down, Frank's sense of purpose signals to his brain that his presence is still essential. This internal drive acts as a biological spark that keeps the cardiovascular system strong and the mind sharp. Your body is designed to support your intentions, and when you have a meaningful reason to live, your system works harder to keep you functional. The good news is that purpose is something you can cultivate at any age. It does not have to be a grand career. It can be as simple as caring for a pet, mentoring a grandchild, or participating in a neighborhood project. The more you contribute, the stronger you stay. If you have felt a bit lost since retirement, don't ignore it. Start making small efforts to find where you are needed. Because in the end, having a reason to be here is the simplest way to ensure you stay here. So, pay attention to your why. It might just be the most powerful medicine in your cabinet. Number 2, the cultivation of adaptive optimism. The survey of 8,000 centenarians highlighted that a common denominator was not the absence of hardship, but the way these individuals chose to perceive their challenges. This is a form of adaptive optimism, a mental habit of looking for the silver lining even when life is difficult. As we pass 70, we all face losses, health scares, and changes that we cannot control. However, those who live the longest have a unique ability to reframe these events in a way that does not crush their spirit. Take, for example, Margaret, an 82-year-old woman who recently had to give up her driver's license. Instead of seeing this as a loss of her freedom, she chose to see it as an opportunity to walk more and engage in longer conversations with the neighbors who offer her rides. She remained cheerful and focused on what she still had, rather than what was gone. Then there is Susan, who is also 82 and faced the same situation. She became bitter, stopped leaving her house, and felt that her life was effectively over. This negative outlook triggered a cascade of stress in her body, leading to higher blood pressure and a weakened heart. What Susan did not realize was that her perspective was literally affecting her cellular health. Chronic pessimism keeps the body in a state of high alert, which accelerates the aging of the brain and the arteries. The centenarians in the survey did not have perfect lives. They simply had a perfect way of looking at their imperfect lives. They practiced gratitude as a daily survival skill. This is the art of emotional resilience, and it is a point that is far more important for longevity than your cholesterol level. The good news is that you can retrain your brain to be more optimistic. It starts with a simple choice to notice one good thing every day, no matter how small. By shifting your focus, you are telling your body that life is still a beautiful adventure worth continuing. This mental shift creates a sense of peace that allows your heart to beat more slowly and your muscles to relax. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the habit of moderate consumption. While we often hear about the latest fad diets, the 8,000 centenarians showed that the real secret is not a specific superfood, but the habit of moderate and mindful eating. Many of these individuals followed a simple rule of eating until they were only 80% full, a practice that prevents the metabolic stress caused by overeating. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down, and our bodies become less efficient at processing large amounts of fuel. By eating smaller, nutrient-dense meals, these long-lived people kept their blood sugar stable and their weight consistent without the need for intense dieting. Imagine 2 men, Robert and Walter, both 78 years old. Robert enjoys his meals but always stops before he feels stuffed. He focuses on fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. And he treats his mealtime as a slow, enjoyable ritual. Walter, on the other hand, often eats while distracted and continues to eat until he feels uncomfortably full. This constant overconsumption leads to chronic inflammation and puts a strain on his digestive system and his heart. What Walter doesn't realize is that his body is spending so much energy trying to process excess food that it has less energy left for repair and regeneration. The centenarians in the study didn't deprive themselves. They simply respected their body's limits. They often cooked their own meals and avoided the processed ingredients that disrupt the body's natural signaling. This point of moderation is a form of self-respect that protects the kidneys, the liver, and the heart from the wear and tear of modern excess. It is not about being thin, it is about being functional. The good news is that you can start this habit at your very next meal. By slowing down and truly tasting your food, you allow your brain to receive the signal that you have had enough. This simple change can reduce your risk of age-related diseases and leave you feeling more energetic throughout the day. Your body is a finely tuned machine, and when you provide it with just the right amount of fuel, it can keep running smoothly for a very long time. Pay attention to how you feel after you eat. If you feel tired or sluggish, it might be a sign that you are asking your body to do too much. By embracing moderation, you are choosing a path of balance and longevity that has been proven by those who have walked it for over a century. Number 4, the strength of social integration. Perhaps the most consistent finding among the 8,000 centenarians was the depth and quality of their social connections. These individuals were not isolated. They were deeply integrated into their families, neighborhoods, or spiritual communities. Human connection is not just a social luxury, it is a biological necessity that regulates our nervous system and lowers our risk of cognitive decline. Loneliness has been shown to be as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, yet many seniors find themselves withdrawing as they get older. The centenarians, however, made a conscious effort to stay connected to people of all ages. Consider Carol, a 74-year-old woman who lives alone, but hosts a weekly tea for her younger neighbors. She shares her stories, listens to their worries, and feels like an active part of the world. Then there is Nancy, also 74, who has allowed her social circle to shrink until she rarely speaks to anyone but the delivery person. Nancy's isolation is a warning sign that her brain is not receiving the stimulation it needs to stay healthy. Socializing forces the brain to process complex information, language, and emotion, which acts like a workout for the mind. Furthermore, the emotional support found in a community acts as a buffer against the stresses of life. When you know you have people to turn to, your body produces less cortisol, the stress hormone that can damage your heart and brain over time. The good news is that it is never too late to build new connections. Whether it is joining a local club, volunteering, or simply making it a habit to call a friend, these small actions have a huge impact on your lifespan. The 8,000 centenarians didn't necessarily have hundreds of friends. They had a few meaningful relationships where they felt seen and heard. This point of social integration is a key factor and why some people stay sharp and vibrant well into their 100s while others start to fade. Your relationships are a reflection of your commitment to life. If you have found yourself spending more time alone, don't ignore it. Reach out, share a conversation, and stay integrated. Because how well you connect with others today might just determine how well you stay connected to life in the years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, the practice of natural movement. When the 8,000 centenarians were asked about their exercise routines, very few mentioned going to a gym or lifting heavy weights. Instead, their lives were characterized by constant natural movement throughout the day. They gardened, they walked to the store, they cleaned their own homes, and they spent time on their feet. This type of low-intensity, consistent activity is much more sustainable and beneficial for the aging body than short bursts of intense exercise. As we get older, our joints and muscles respond better to gentle, frequent use rather than occasional strain. Natural movement keeps the blood flowing, the lymph moving, and the joints lubricated without causing the inflammation that can come from overexertion. Imagine 2 men, Henry and Bill, both 79 years old. Henry has a small vegetable garden that he tends to every morning. He bends, stretches, and walks around his yard, keeping his body limber and his heart rate steady. Bill, on the other hand, spends most of his day in a recliner and only goes for a brisk 30-minute walk once a week. Bill often feels stiff and sore, while Henry feels energetic and mobile. What Bill doesn't realize is that his body is becoming stagnant between his bouts of exercise. The centenarians in the survey showed that staying active in your daily life is a powerful way to maintain your independence. It preserves your balance, your grip strength, and your walking speed, which are all key indicators of how long you will live. This point of natural movement is about integrating activity into your lifestyle rather than making it a chore. The good news is that you don't need expensive equipment to stay healthy. You can simply choose to take the stairs, do your own light housework, or go for a daily walk in nature. This consistent activity tells your body that it still needs to be strong and resilient. It supports your bone density and keeps your cardiovascular system functioning at its best. By choosing to move naturally, you are honoring the way your body was designed to function. It is a gentle but effective way to ensure that you stay active and engaged with the world for many years to come. Pay attention to how much time you spend sitting. If you have been stationary for too long, stand up and stretch. Your body will thank you for the extra attention and the chance to move. Number 6, the mastery of sleep hygiene. Another common denominator among the 8,000 centenarians was a deep respect for their sleep and their body's natural rhythms. They didn't stay up late watching television or using electronic devices. They followed the sun and prioritized high-quality rest. Sleep is the time when the body performs its most essential repairs, clearing toxins from the brain and strengthening the immune system. As we age, our sleep patterns can become more fragmented, but those who live the longest take active steps to protect their rest. They keep their bedrooms dark and cool, follow a consistent schedule, and avoid heavy meals or caffeine before bed. Consider Charles, a 68-year-old man who recently retired. He often eats a late dinner and spends his evening scrolling through news on his phone. He finds it hard to fall asleep and often wakes up feeling tired and irritable. Then there is George, also 68, who has a steady evening routine of reading a book under warm light and going to bed at 10 p.m. George wakes up feeling refreshed and sharp, with plenty of energy for his day. What Charles doesn't realize is that his poor sleep is affecting his heart health and his memory. Chronic sleep deprivation leads to increased inflammation and a higher risk of metabolic issues. The centenarians in the survey understood that rest is not a waste of time, it is a vital investment in their longevity. This point of sleep hygiene is about creating the right environment for your body to heal. The good news is that you can improve your sleep quality with a few simple adjustments. By reducing screen time in the evening and sticking to a routine, you can signal to your brain that it is time to wind down. This allows you to enter the deep restorative stages of sleep that are so important for your long-term health. Your body has a natural clock that wants to be in sync with the world. By respecting that clock, you are supporting your heart, your brain, and your immune system. If you have been struggling with your sleep, don't ignore it. Take steps to create a peaceful sleeping environment and prioritize your rest. Because how well you sleep tonight might just determine how well you live tomorrow. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7, the embrace of spiritual or philosophical peace. The final and perhaps most profound point found among the 8,000 centenarians was a sense of inner peace, often rooted in a spiritual practice or a deep philosophical understanding of life. They didn't worry about things they couldn't control, and they had a sense of trust in the larger process of life and death. This inner calm acts as a powerful buffer against the stresses and anxieties that can accelerate the aging process. Whether it was through prayer, meditation, or simply a deep connection to nature, these individuals had a way of quieting their minds and finding contentment in the present moment. This mental state lowers blood pressure, reduces the heart rate, and creates a sense of overall well-being that is essential for a long life. Take, for instance, Eleanor, an 80-year-old woman who spends 10 minutes every morning in quiet reflection. She feels a sense of peace that stays with her throughout the day, helping her handle challenges with grace. Then there is Barbara, also 80, who is constantly worried about the future and dwells on past mistakes. Barbara's constant anxiety is putting a strain on her nervous system and making her more prone to illness. What Barbara doesn't realize is that her lack of inner peace is literally wearing her body down. The centenarians in the study showed that having a spiritual or philosophical anchor is a key factor in their longevity. It allows them to let go of anger, resentment, and fear, which are all toxic to the body. This point of inner peace is about cultivating a heart that is at rest. The good news is that you can start this practice at any time. By taking a few moments each day to be still and grateful, you can begin to experience the benefits of a quiet mind. This inner peace is not something you find, it is something you create through your choices and your perspective. It is a gift that you give to yourself and your body. By embracing a sense of peace, you are choosing a path of longevity and happiness that has been proven by those who have lived the longest. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this journey through the secrets of 8,000 centenarians, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you have heard. The common denominator of long-lived people is not just about the hours they spend at the gym or the calories they count. It is about the presence of vocational purpose, the cultivation of adaptive optimism, the habit of moderate consumption, the strength of social integration, the practice of natural movement, the mastery of sleep hygiene, and the embrace of spiritual peace. These 7 points are not just health tips, they are the building blocks of a life well lived. Your future is not set in stone, and the choices you make today can have a powerful impact on how many vibrant years you have ahead of you. If you have recognized areas where you need to improve, do not wait for a doctor to tell you it is time to make a change. Start now. Find your purpose, shift your perspective, eat with moderation, connect with your community, move your body naturally, protect your sleep, and find your inner peace. The goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Because at the end of the day, longevity isn't just about the number of years you have left, but the quality of life you experience in those years. You are a repository of wisdom and experience, and the world is better because you are in it. Embrace this chapter of your life with dignity and curiosity. You are not just aging, you are arriving at the core of who you are. The habits we discussed today are tools for your independence, and by mastering them, you are taking control of your story. I have seen so many people transform their lives just by paying attention to these simple, profound points. Your body wants to thrive, and it is waiting for you to provide the right conditions for it to do so. Let this information be the spark that helps you refine your routine and reclaim your vitality. You deserve to wake up every morning feeling truly alive and ready to embrace the beauty of the world. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this